Hey, what's up guys? Jeremiah Johnson here, Bassmaster Northern Opens Pro, rookie this year, trying to get my feet wet, fishing national stuff. I want to give you a rundown, kind of a recap of Lake Oneida, what I threw. Basically, we're going to start out with the drop shot rig. Right here is a green pumpkin Strike King Dream Shot, the smallest one we make. I was actually cutting that in half. It was super finesse, man. It was a super finesse deal down there. I love power fishing. I love throwing a crankbait or a jerkbait and trying to get these smallmouth to eat like that. Reaction strikes, man, is my deal. I really had to be patient. I learned a lot, really had to slow down. And I think it'll make you a better angler if you can finesse fish and get used to having a spinner around your hand sometimes, because these lakes are just getting more pressure. I mean, there was a 150 boat casting tournament on Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the tournament, you had 200 guys out there fishing. It was tough, man. But anyways, let's get back to the equipment here. Basically, that green pumpkin was the color for me. I threw the morning down a little bit. Green pumpkin seemed to be the ticket. Just a small little drop shot hook, little Strike King tungsten weight. The rod I was using is a 7-foot medium light Micro Magic Pro ducket rod. My line setup was 6-pound test Vicious fluorocarbon, the Elite fluorocarbon, and then this new reel. I really love this new reel by Bass Pro Shops. A spinning reel, of course. Ducket fishing, we ain't got one coming. We ain't got one out yet, but there's one. There's talks that we're gonna have one coming out here soon. But until then, I fell in love with this reel, man. This is the Bass Pro Shops Carbon Light spinning reel, and the drag is great, super light. You put it on these duckets, man, you can fish all day like this, I love this setup right here. This is my go-to deal, man, both days. I was around the right fish, I was around the right anglers, I was around Jacob Wheeler, but again, I didn't intrude on anybody. I tried to find my own water and do my own thing, and next time maybe I'll be a little bit more aggressive, but I think it'll come back to you as an angler, just to give everybody their space and try to do your own deal. But it's nice knowing that we had found some of the same water and stuff like that with guys that placed in the top 5. So with that being said, basically we'll go to the next bait here. This is this new Strike King sexy swimmer. It's a little swim bait, and it's a little Bass Pro Shops head, and it's super narrow. I'll put it up to the camera, and the reason for that is pulling it through the grass. These smallmouth out here, they love the grass, man, and they'll be right in the grass. I was drop shotting right in a hole, just basically like you would for largemouth, almost like flipping for largies, and so this thing I pull up on a reef, and I'd have some rock and some grass, and I pull that little head through there, man, and they'd absolutely smash it. I wish it would have worked out better for me on the second day with this bait. Pulled up to the area where I had a couple areas where they were really choking this thing when the wind was going, but there was a couple boats on there, so I just kind of leaned back and threw it in new water and didn't get bit the second day on it. But anyways, I was throwing it on a 7.3 medium heavy ducket casting rod and that new Strike King 300 ducket casting reel, man. Absolutely the deal. 10-pound test, 12-pound test Vicious fluorocarbon Elite. We'll get that one out of the way. The way I really wanted to catch them, I spent probably too much time in practice trying to do this. I think it kind of hurt me a little bit, but it's that new Strike King 300 deep. This is the perch color. Man, dude, I'm telling you, I got 8-pound test Vicious fluorocarbon Elite. And I'm throwing it on the Ducket Tear, the new Ducket Terex, the 6.6 medium. And I mean, it's just got a short little butt. I mean, look at that. Perfect for jerkbait fishermen. You don't want to have a real long butt. Obviously, you don't want to be, slapping the water with your rod tip. So you want like a 6.6, 6.8. Sometimes I'll throw a 6.10. But anyways, the fish I got on this, man, they were good fish. I really was hoping that I could get a jerkbait bite dialed in. I caught some really good fish on in practice, and it didn't allow me to let go and really explore other type of deals that I figured out kind of too late. And I mean, that's fishing, so I really hung on to this. I was hoping to, my power fishing roots, I thought this would be the deal. I thought I could really get them to go on this. but they were just so picky, man. And you know, it was a tough deal. And the phone's ringing now. But in any case, this was the deal for me. You know, I had such a short period of time to throw it. When those fish came up schooling, man, I missed some really good fish on this. And this is that Strike King KVD Splash. If you look at the lip, it's orange. And we had a mayfly hatch on there as well. And those feathers right there, you know, were absolutely, I think they triggered some fish because of that mayfly hatch, you know. I think they were absolutely the deal. But man, something about that color, when you see it in the morning, the fish can't handle this thing. You can walk the dog with this bait too, and you can use it as a popper. I was just throwing it on braid. I was throwing it on a duck at 6'10" medium, something that would load up and I could throw it a mile, not rip these trebles out of the fish's mouth. But I lost 3 key fish the first day that probably would have put me at about 15 pounds, which obviously I wouldn't have been leading, but it would have been a good confidence builder, man. And I couldn't seem to get a ton of bites. You know, you had to watch the birds and watch for schoolers, and you had such a short period to catch them on the top. But that right there was probably my #1 bait for the big fish right there. You know, let's see here what else we got. And you know, I spent some time doing this too. Just a Strike King green pumpkin tube with a Zona fathead in there to kind of resemble a goby. I was throwing this in the grass. A lot of guys are asking why I was throwing a tube on a bait caster, but what I was doing is actually throwing this on a 7/6 heavy rod. I was throwing it up in the grass and I was snapping on the grass as hard as I could, and I'd get bit. Now in practice, I'd catch largemouth that way. I was catching smallmouth that way, and all of a sudden it just fizzled out for me, man. I tried to duplicate it. It wasn't working. You know, and then I just throw it out there, I drag it. You can tell it's pretty beat up. You know, I did catch some fish on this the second day and the first day, but not the way I wanted to. Again, you know, I spent a lot of time trying to power fish these things, being stubborn, and didn't get finessey enough soon enough. So, you know, but that's how it goes. But pretty much, guys, that's what I use in the opens. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5 bait deal. I mean, I tried a lot of other things that didn't work for me, but that's pretty much what I threw down there. And pretty much to recap, man, my Nitro Z21 got me you know, around for a week and a half down there. We had 5 footers the last day. I mean, I ran from one side of the lake to the other, never had no issues. This boat has the cooling live well system. Man, if you guys don't know anything about it, or you're looking at buying a new boat, man, check out Nitro Boats. Edwin Evers has got a really cool video online that talks about that live well cooling system. I didn't have one fish die. I didn't have one fish discolor. The system was absolutely amazing. You know, we had 90-degree weather most of practice, and obviously most of the tournament was 90 degrees. You know, from the 85 to 90 degrees, and you know, smallmouth, they get real. You know, they get real picky, and they're hard to keep alive when it gets warm. And so I'm telling you what, that was really key for me too, is keeping the fish that I did get in the boat alive, and keeping my co-anglers fish alive and stuff like that. But you know, this boat will just give you confidence that you can run 3-foot chop. I got some really cool GoPro footage of this boat, man, just dominating, passing other boats. You know, just it was amazing how this thing rides in big water. So super impressed with this. My electronics, everything, you know, from my sunglasses to all my gear, you know, I always, you know, from Ducky performance cleaning products, you know, everything makes you a better angler. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching. You got any questions, man, hit me up on Jeremiah Johnson Fishing, my Instagram page. I'll definitely get back to you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. See you guys on the water.